AITA for refusing to tell my mom who told me her husband isn't my dad? I, 16F, always wondered why my dad treated me different to my siblings, 15F, 12M and 11M. Even though me and my sister are just over a year apart in age, he would love on her and was super supportive of her and her interests. He was her cheerleader when she needed one and he made sure to be there for all her plays. He's the same with my brothers. But he's never been to any of my recitals. He never showed an interest in the stuff I liked. Whenever I went to him for cheering up, he brushed me off. And he spoiled my siblings by buying them toys, candy or whatever, but he never got that stuff for me. When mom wasn't home, I was either pushed to sleep at a friend's house or a family member's house, or he'd do a movie night or game night with my siblings and told me to stay in my room. I cried to my mom so many times about it, and she told me he treated me that way because we were the most alike and we butted heads. But I never fought him or disagreed with him. I never got the time with him to do any of that. So when a relative told me a couple of months ago that he's not my dad, my mom was seeing him and my bio dad. Dad knew about my bio dad and said he wasn't going to keep sharing her, so mom chose him, and then when she found out about me, he said she could keep me regardless, but if I wasn't his, he wanted a kid of his own. They DNA tested me and I'm not his, so my sister was born so close to me because of the promise. After hearing the truth and seeing proof, I confronted my parents. He told me now that I knew I could start calling him Drake instead of Dad. My mom was not as yes, she knows though. She has asked me every day, sometimes multiple times a day, who told me. She was pestered by several family members, to be honest, and she had no idea which of them said something, and I refused to tell. Even if it was disrespectful to do it behind her back, I'm glad I found out now. It also opened up the truth that I have no college savings like my siblings, and Drake doesn't want me to stay a day after my 18th birthday. He said I was never his, he never loved me, and he wants at least 1 year of just his family. All my mom cares about is finding out who. She tried to ground me and she told me I needed to say because nobody should tell a kid stuff like this without a parent knowing and being there. She said hiding who they are also makes them crappy because they are encouraging a minor to keep stuff from a parent intentionally to avoid consequences for the person. AITA? You have a terrible mother. What a crap parent. Am being emotionally neglected and abused my entire childhood. Mom proceeds to gaslight daughter and lie for years. Finally, someone is honest, and she does not give a crap about the emotional damage done, just who finally was honest. She's also okay with you having nothing like your siblings and being kicked out. Terrible parent. You will never be the a-hole to her. She has entirely failed as a parent. She deserves the worst. Your mother is a major a-hole, not to mention stepfather. Mom is just pissed her secret is out and you now know the truth she never wanted you to know. However, you finally understand what is going on. Make Drake as happy as you can, find a grandparent, aunt, or even the person who finally told you the truth, to live with while you finish school. It may piss your mother off, however it will get you out of a crappy situation. There are a few a-holes here, but OP isn't one. NTA. Sorry, your mom sucks. Utter failure of a woman to allow 18 years of mistreatment of you and lie to you. Does your bio dad even know you exist? Next story. AITA for believing my daughter and revoking her punishment after I heard the full story about why she got suspended from school. I'm a mom of a 13-year-old girl who was suspended from school last week. The school told me she had made an anti-Semitic remark to another student. I was horrified and grounded her immediately, taking away her phone, computer, and consoles. My daughter swore she hadn't said anything anti-Semitic and that the boy accusing her was lying. At first I wasn't sure what to believe. She had recently become friends with a Palestinian boy who moved here from Gaza about 2 years ago. He is a U.S. citizen, because his mom worked here and became one before moving back, but he does not have many friends at school. My daughter befriended him and included him in her friend group despite the rest of them being only girls. This made me wonder if maybe she had been influenced and repeated something she did not fully understand. The school could not even tell me what was supposedly said. They told me the boy who accused her refused to repeat it because it was extremely anti-Semitic. I called that boy's mother to apologize, but she would not tell me what the words were either. Instead, she told me I needed to make sure my daughter stopped being friends with the Palestinian boy because he was a bad influence. That made me very uneasy. I decided to call the Palestinian boy's mom, and when I explained what was going on, she said her son had told her the same version of events as my daughter. According to both kids, they were walking together at recess when he was telling her about losing relatives back in Gaza, his aunts, uncles, and cousins. My daughter said, "That's horrible, I hate that they did that to your family." The other boy overheard part of the conversation, jumped in and said he was lying, and later accused her of making anti-Semitic remarks. After hearing both sides match, I realized I might have jumped to conclusions. I called the boy's mom back to explain that I was not going to punish my daughter anymore since the story did not add up. I also apologized to my daughter for grounding her without being sure of the facts. Now I am wondering if I handled this all wrong. On one hand, I wanted to take anti-Semitism very seriously. I am technically Jewish myself but non-practicing, and the school did conclude that she was wrong. On the other hand, it looks like my daughter was punished and suspended unfairly, and I may have reinforced that by reacting too harshly at first, and the admin of the school has a history of being a bit weird. This is Tennessee. Am I the a-hole for grounding her before knowing the full story and then reversing it once I believed her? NTA. Ask the school to review the situation, as in a meeting with all 3 kids and parents, as well as any school personnel involved. This very much sounds like a learning opportunity for everyone, including the adults. If I were you, I'd be raising a stink with the school and threatening a lawsuit if they don't revoke the suspension. OP replies. I don't know if it is worth the time and effort. I already tried arguing with them to at least give me more details, but they did not and were like, the boy complaining is enough and we should believe him and take anti-Semitism seriously. When I said we are Jewish, they just said nothing.